With Campless, did you ever get calls from companies to like sort of offer insight and consult?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
And in the beginning, it was very like strict under NDA. Like they did not want anyone to know that they were talking to me. The first conversation was, oh, wow, this is like really cool data. We should find a way to work together. And the second conversation was, ooh, you know what? This is the resale market. Maybe I better talk to my boss. And then the third conversation was total silence, no returning emails, no returning phone calls, like at all.
Well, explain why. Is there a taboo with the resale market at these brands?
100%, right? And this dates back to 1985, right? I mean, your first Jordans of, for 33 years, Nike's had this very willful blindness policy towards the secondary market, right? Obviously, everything they do creates it. Obviously, they benefit from the supply and demand policies that create lines in the resale market, et cetera. But, there's been a really lot of bad PR associated with the resale market, right? 1991, Air Jordan on the cover of Sports Illustrated, right? Your money or your sneakers are your life.
Yeah, with a gun, yeah.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you about some of the bad things that have happened. And that is what the mainstream world sees. And so it's created this policy where the brands have said, listen, no, that's not us. We're not a part of that, whatever.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Fuck you! I've been telling y'all this shit was happening for like 2 years now. Oh, what's that? You never got a UA from StockX before? Seriously, how the hell would you know? Most of you idiots who pay these StockX prices have never seen a UA in hand in your motherfucking life. But the placebo effect takes over your mind. And you wanna know what that placebo is? Hold on, let me cut the green screen for a second. These stupid little green shit that they slap on your shoes got you all thinking that your sneakers are all retail. Truth is, all this shit means is that it came from StockX. And I can get these same goddamn tags from China. You wanna really know how dumb the concept of this whole thing is? StockX switches up their tags every so often. I hear that now they have an invisible X stamped on the back. And the UA haters will say that our tags don't come with that. Wrong, bitch. Anything and everything that can be made can be remade with just a little Chinese fairy dust and the determination of the samurai. Wait, I think that's Japanese, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So if I bought a shoe from StockX a few years ago, and it has the older tag on it, are y'all clout chasing, UA hating, fake ass legit checking posers gonna try to tell me that it's fake? That alone should say something about the legitimacy of those little pieces of plastic. Anyways, Nike has called out StockX for selling UA, and now the shit's getting real, right? Little old small channel Trollmaggedon says it, and I'm full of shit, but a corporation says it. Something a grown man should be able to figure out on their own. Anyways, I did a little digging on my own to help Nike out, because nothing would please me more than watching them eliminate this fucking company. And while we're doing that, we can look at a UA that's being sold right now on StockX. And it comes from a new seller on this show who goes by the name Yep Kicks 11. Let's see what the hell they're working with.
Hello, my name's Troll. I get UA shoes from a bunch of plugs. Let me introduce you. And if you resisted and took a L on your whole wish list, I'ma help your spirits get lifted. This is my new show called Gifted. Yeah. Fuck a reseller though, we ain't playing no more. And they already know Fat Cat Greedy is a bitch too. Fat Cat Greedy is a bitch. He's a bitch. Fat Cat Greedy is a bitch. He's a bitch. With a tampon stuck inside his dick. Fat Cat Greedy is a bitch too.
I can't have the discussion on Twitter in 140 characters to do this, right? It's a conversation.
What percentage of the shoes that go through StockX are fake? What's your success ratio on verifying shoes?
Those are two different things. So our success rate in our operation facility is, and this is a real number, is 99.85%.
How the hell did they come up with that number? If a UA gets through and the StockX tag gets stamped on it and the customer doesn't know any better, then that shoe becomes real and it doesn't count, and that 99.85% makes no fucking sense. StockX controls the market and your minds on all things sneaker selling related, using genius marketing and pandering to a fucking circle of clown-ass sneakerheads looking for admiration and willing to pay up the ass to get it. So from what I understand, Nike started out suing StockX for making NFT versions of their shoes without authorization. And as litigation gets fierce, they decided to throw this bomb out there. Question is why? Because on the surface, this has nothing to do with the case, but maybe if you look a little deeper, this is litigation, the battle before the battle. And in most cases, the fight ends here before it ever reaches a judge. Just a bunch of lawyers jockeying for leverage against one another. An argument could be made that StockX is in the business of selling a whole bunch of fake shit. Hence the discovery of these UA shoes that Nike found. I am a little bit confused though, Nike, about why you would make this information public, because now StockX has grounds for a defamation claim against you. And if this somehow costs StockX a lot of money, then it could get more expensive than what's comfortable for Nike. Even though Nike owns the rights to these sneakers, it doesn't mean that they still won't have to prove that these shoes that they found on StockX aren't quote unquote real. And how the fuck is Nike gonna do that? They're gonna have to subpoena little Adrian who sold the shoes to StockX and ask him where he got them from, then subpoena little Jack. Where'd you get it from? Then subpoena little Daniel. Where'd you get it from? At some point, the trail's gonna run cold. They'll have to track that shoe all the way back to an unauthorized Chinese factory. That's the only possible way to prove a goddamn thing. Good luck, Nike. However, I'm still happy that there's a yin to this yang, because resellers and purists and pathetic bitch-ass sneaker snobs have been saying, I trust StockX all the way. Now Nike comes out and provides the opposite side. Maybe, just maybe, you clowns will now second guess yourselves when you think about dropping thousands of dollars on this fucking site. The signs have been everywhere that this site has sold UAs before. Hell, back when Luber was in charge, he point blank told us.
It is true that a single sneaker authenticator can see 500 pairs in a day. That's not crazy.
Aren't you setting yourself up for failure by doing that?
We absolutely have made mistakes.
There you have it, folks. How this company was able to rise and become the governing authority on all things sneakers is beyond me. Because what makes you think that if one guy is tagging hundreds of shoes for this site a day, that you won't eventually end up with a shoe like this? Oh, the Air Jordan 1 Blue Chill. You got StockX just sliding these shits down the assembly line, cause come on, open your eyes and look at this shit. Nothing about this shoe is off in the slightest, and I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say. Let me fuck with your minds for a second. Imagine that I'm Hess Kicks, or Unbreakable Kicks, or Flight Academy Kicks, or some other beta cuckold like that. And I take this shoe and go, this one's fake. And then I take the same shoe and don't tell you and go, this pair is the authentic. A small part of your brain feels more at ease and you motherfuckers believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's branding, that's marketing, and that's the stupidity of the resale market. This shoe is going for upwards of $700 right now, and morons are paying this price just so they can say, my shit's real, dog, my shit's real. What these retards are in denial about is that at this exact moment, some opportunistic wannabe entrepreneur, too cool to get a real job, has a whole wall of these fucking Jordan 1 Blue Chills from Yep Kicks 11. They're sending them all into StockX, and the legit checkers over there are inhaling deep and talking about how the colors are on point, build on point, they're undetectable on feet, and deserve the grade of a bullshit StockX tag out of 10. Josh Ruby, you left the company just in time, you son of a bitch, yeah! Seriously, think about how many times we've heard stories about people getting UAs from this company. And what does the CEO say about it?
A lot of those that you've seen on there are people that are trying to basically blackmail us with social media. That happens all the time, right? Or just troll.
So basically, we got a whole bunch of people screaming rape, and the rich rapist dude says, nah, you're all bullshitting. You just hate me. While he washes the anal cavity blood stains from his skinny jeans zipper. Who the hell still wants to drop a bag on Ted Bundy X? Are we still supposed to believe that fucking green tag over the voice of the community? I'm just talking public perception right now because we all know legit checking is bullshit. And by the way, I've always wondered this. If it's a crime to resell UA shoes as retail, then how the fuck is it okay to have anything less than 100.1% success rate? Like all these sneaker stores and websites just keep getting caught selling UAs. And they get to just say, whoops, sorry, that one was an accident. And then continue to commit the crime. So like, if I'm a StockX employee and this, Evan Williams, represents the power of legit checking and the ability to turn UA shoes into retail, and I just down the whole bottle. Damn, that's good shit. And then I like crash into somebody. When the cops come, am I gonna just be able to say, hey officer, I'm sorry, accidents happen? Oh. And then just walk away scot-free? Hell nah. Those motherfuckers gonna slap the cuffs on me and haul my black ass off to jail. So how the fuck are all these resale platforms and consignment shops able to do it? And we all know StockX has been getting shit for this forever.
I've never heard the level of stories about fakes from Flight Club or Stadium Goods that I have about StockX.
We are.
I don't see those stories. I've never seen those stories.
Yeah, I've never heard of fakes come from Flight Club. I'm just being honest with you. I didn't even know that was possible.
I need him to answer the question. Right. How come I don't see more stuff about, if you're saying that you guys have a better success rate than Flight Club, how come I never see stories about fakes from Flight Club?
So I don't know. I'm going to guess a couple things. One, we have a different customer. I think most of the people that buy shoes from Flight Club are not people that are on sneaker Twitter and Reddit.
I have. Oh, here we go again. I had a few takes of like drinking that whiskey, so I'm feeling that shit right now. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so I have a different theory about why so many stories of UAs coming from StockX are out there. Josh Luber announces he will be stepping down as CEO. And in the same month, StockX receives a massive investment from multiple investment firms. General Atlantic, GGV Capital, Yuri Milners, DST Global, Battery Ventures, all invested heavily into StockX. And as I investigated these companies, there was one thing that they all had in common. Every single one of these companies that invested into StockX has also invested in these person-to-person selling platforms that for years have been at the top of the list for most fake products being sold in the whole world. Wish, OfferUp, and Alibaba's reputations are far from squeaky clean. Yet CockX is a shiny new Ferrari with brainwashing skills straight out of Clockwork Orange. And to help their image even more, look who was replacing Luber as CEO. Scott Cutler, who's also an executive at eBay. That's right, eBay. Who recently contracted legit checking services from SneakerCon to authenticate their shoes. Are you seeing where the conspiracy theories are headed? A very small group controls this entire market. How's it feel to know that you're just a tiny fucking cog in the machine that all these motherfuckers are taking advantage of? And I don't blame Nike in the slightest for putting this shit on blast. And they came just in time because reportedly StockX is about to become a publicly traded company sometime this summer, which as far as I know will be the first time that's ever happened for a fucking sneaker reselling site. And it would make StockX become the governing authority on sneaker reselling. Everything they say would become legitimate, and they would be the rulers of the sneaker universe. And it would all be built upon the foundations of a made-up job title that we all know as legit checking. StockX sold UAs, you say? I told you so. UAs can and do get past legit checks. I told you so. Are you idiots reaching in your pockets and getting beat over the head with UAs? I told you so. At this moment, you were considering paying $700 for this Jordan 1 Blue Chill UA on StockX? I told you so. Nike, do us all a favor, don't just stop at StockX. You need to go take down every single fucking resale site, every consignment shop, and every secondary store while you're at it. There's no such thing as legit checking. There's no such thing as real or fake. Because Nike, you know, and we know that there is nobody out here with the authorization to be legit checking your shoes. We will be awaiting patiently. And until then, remember to rock what you cop. Cop everything you want, and as usual, there's no sheep allowed. Peace.
Hello, my name's Troll. I get UA shoes from a bunch of plugs. Let me introduce you. And if you resisted and took a L on your whole wish list, I'ma help your spirits get lifted. This is my new show called Gifted. Yeah, yeah. Fuck a reseller though, we ain't playing no more, and they already know. Fat cat greedy is a bitch too. Fat cat greedy is a bitch. He's a bitch. Fat cat greedy is a bitch. He's a bitch. With a tampon stuck inside his dick. Fat cat greedy is a bitch too. I guess this is Revenge of the Nerds, and I'ma just sit back and observe. I see a lot of jealousy that won't come clean. A whole lot of frail egos and failed dreams. A lot of chat niggas forming their own teams. I fight back like I'm Radio Raheem. They say I'm doing too much though, blaming enemies with my uploads. Yeah. Ashamed when they look at it up close. I know I ain't better than everybody, but I know that I'm better than y'all. I know that I'm better than y'all. That's good enough for me. I know my shit ain't for everybody. I know that it's triggering y'all. I know that it's triggering y'all. I'm noticing that what you say